Good morning. Survived all the rain last night. Rained for a good like 4 hours from like starting around 7 o'clock or so, and then a few hours break, and then just light rain for the last couple of hours. I slept in a little bit waiting for it to lighten up, and I think we're good to go, and I'm going to make a break for it. I don't think it's supposed to rain all day today. There's no cell service, so I haven't got a recent weather update. But it's just kind of mainly just dripping down from the leaves of the trees, and I think the rain pretty much has stopped. So we'll start it off for today and see where we end up. There's what Wood Lake looks like this morning. Definitely a little fogged in. I've been passing by a lot of these little info signs today again. A lot about logging and stuff in the area. There's a little logging railroad map. I guess we're on an old railway here. It's very dark, foggy, and atmospheric out right now. Kind of cool. Coming out to Tower Road. End of the Wood Lake segment, and we're starting Timberland Wilderness segment. I love the atmospheric gloominess of this dammed up beaver pond turned swampland. And the trail's got us walking through this swamp here somewhere. Man, this is about the fourth major blowdown that's blocking my path. Very hard to maneuver around these, especially since everything's all wet. These are all old deadfall too. These came down a little while ago. Bushwhack it around that way. There's some more big tree fall breaks. Must have been a really bad storm that came through here at some point. I've been going like 2 miles an hour through this stretch the last hour. It's been slowing me down. Well, the trail goes straight across this. Today's the day of large blowdowns and lots of swamp. I've pushed through a lot of stuff like this already. I haven't been filming it all. Maybe I can balance over top that little beaver dam. At least I got my waterproof socks. Coming out of the woods at Tower Road again. That was kind of a rough segment. That should be the end of the Timberline Wilderness. From here, about a 2-mile road walk will get us to the next one. But that segment just had, it's too swampy, too many blowdowns, and a little too overgrown. A little squished snake in the road. There's the start of the next segment for Camp 27 segment. I'm going to take a sit-down rest break here, though. Have kind of an early lunch. Next rest stop isn't for like another 6.5 miles or so, so by the time we get there, that'll be for a late lunch. Alright, done with our snack break. We'll see how this Camp 27 segment fares. Walking on another beaver dam. This one looks much more manageable though. Oh, there's another snake right there. I've been seeing lots of these little ribbon snakes, but they're really fast. Well, made it to the North Fork of the Copper River. I don't want to just slosh through this because my waterproof socks are only so high on my feet. But I don't see another way around. I'll get across this eventually. Well, I think I survived through that crossing without getting my feet wet. I was right up towards the tops of my socks. It's funny, when I was leaving town, I was mentioning the socks were going to be all good unless I had to cross something deeper than like 8 inches, and that was right about at that max. Well, I passed a sign that said logging ahead. I can actually hear some heavy equipment going on off my left somewhere. So I'll keep my eyes out. Somebody somewhere's doing some logging, I guess. What is this? Gerbert Drive. I think we're at the transition point for a new segment. Done with Camp 27 and into Newwood. And today has just been swampy and blowdowns. That's a big old pile of bear scat. Looks like this damaged, broken up trees was all cleared out recently. That's very nice. Oh, we made it. Conservation Avenue. This is the next rest stop. And I was moving real fast the last couple of miles because there's so many mosquitoes out. Just put my head down and was just moving, even with all the DEET on me. Ooh, now it's time to take a break for a late lunch. Done with our break. Ready to tackle the last section. I think we only got 2.5 miles left for today to where I'm looking at camping. The skies are still all cloudy and gloomy. It's been like this all day. At least it hasn't been raining. I don't know what the weather's supposed to do tonight, but I think tomorrow it's supposed to be clear. But we're close to camp. We're less than a mile, definitely. We'll be there in a little bit. Here we go. I'm all set up. It's a very small, very tight little spot. I have like the smallest one-person tent you can buy, and mine doesn't even fit there. But anyway, this is where I was aiming. This place is called the 3 Giant White Pines, and we have 3 giant pines right on the shores of the Newwood River. There's the second one, and there's the third one right by some benches. There's the river, and I also noticed there's a nice little Appalachian Trail sign here. So I think that's going to do it for today. It's been quite the slog through a lot of swamp and a lot of mud and a lot of mosquitoes at times. Currently, where I'm standing right now is no mosquitoes, which is odd but enjoyable. But I think that's it. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Hopefully no more rain. It's just still looking like it's kind of gloomy. It may drizzle a little bit here and there, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the morning. Morning. Got no additional rain yesterday evening through the night or anything, so it is totally clear right now. Awesome. Sun should be out. Should be nice. Drying stuff out. Today's going to be a little fun because 3 miles from here, there's like 2 river crossings back to back with no fords, or no bridges, I mean, so we have to ford it. So I'm going without the waterproof socks to start, and I'll just trudge through those crossings, and then an additional 3 miles past that, there's like a roadside parking lot where I'll be able to just sit down and dry everything out, then I'll change into some fresh socks and put the waterproof ones back on and get through the rest of the day. So we'll see that coming up first thing here shortly. And this should be the end of the New Wood segment, I believe. And we got about half a mile of road walking to get to the next one. The next segment is the Averill-Kelly Creek Wilderness segment. Well, here's the first water crossing. This is the New Wood River. Deep and murky. I cannot see the bottom. Turbulent with rocks. At this point, I've always done worse. It's moving, but it's not moving too swift. This could be definitely knee-deep, maybe deeper, so I'll see you on the other side. Well, that was actually a lot easier than it looked. I think it just looks a little sketchy because you can't see the bottom, but that was less than knee-deep. So not bad. The next one is like a 0.1. We got one more water crossing to do. And here's the Averill Creek Ford. Not as deep. You can actually see the bottom a little bit on this one. Okay. So now, about 3 miles, we'll hit a road crossing in a parking lot where we'll dry everything out, switch some new fresh socks, and get the waterproof socks on. All through the night, the skies were clear. I could see stars and the moon and stuff. And this morning it was clear, and now it's all clouded over in the last hour or so. Well, now it looks like the skies are clearing. That's awesome. Sun's starting to come out. I guess we're just going to be on this nice widened path the whole way up to the road, maybe. It's been like this ever since the river crossings. The sky's all overcast and dark again. Here's Kelly Creek with a nice little bridge. Made it to Burma Road. All right, should have a little sit down parking lot just up here on the left. I'll take a nice break and try to dry some stuff out. All right, I'm all good to go. Dried out, got fresh socks on. Entering the Turtle Rock segment. I don't know what's going on with construction, but there's a dump truck and stuff coming every 30 seconds one way or the other. There's another one coming down right now. Some kind of major construction project. But we're ready to rock. We got less than 3 miles to the Wisconsin River, and then we got to do a big loop north and south, similar to what we did on that other major river we had to cross. Most of the day so far has been trail like this, nice and wide and straight. Must be old railway lines and stuff. Made it down to the Wisconsin River, just beyond the trees there. I'm sure we'll get some better views of it eventually. But we gotta do another loop around, so a couple miles north, then we cross, then a couple miles south, just to be back. right on the other side. There's a lot of broken up rock. Sounds like there's some rapids and stuff going on in the water. It's almost like Appalachian Trail style. This is definitely a change. Here's down by the water. It's just all a jumble of rocks and boulders. We made it to a dam, but this is not where we cross. We still got to go up trail further. There's above the dam. Moving away from the river now and following up this creek. Another deer stand. Now we made it to a road. I think road walking for a couple of miles from here. I think I'm due for another sit-down break though for a little bit, and then we'll move on. Okay, done with our sit-down break. Had a nice little snack. There's another road where every 30 seconds there's a dump truck going by for some reason. This could be a dangerous road walk with all this heavy truck traffic. But we got 2 miles before we're back in some woods. Now we get to cross the Wisconsin River. Beautiful homes all right on the water. Tons of trucks still coming through. I wonder what's going on with all this construction. There's a bald eagle in that tree across the way. All right, next segment, Grandfather Falls. Well, we made it back to that dam that we could see from that other side of the river. Looks like maybe an old hydroelectric power station down there. Definitely an old building. It's another cool rocky stretch on this side of the river. Lots of boulders. We popped out of the woods to cross some water piping. Well, I made it up to Camp Newwood. This is where I'll be staying the night. However, we got more trail to do. So the layout of the trail kind of does a funky out and back for 3.5 miles. Grandfather Falls segment. So we'll take a break here, and then we got to go do 3.5 mile out and back, and then back here to camp. Okay, I'm done with a little snack rest break, ready to knock out the last stretch. Look like there's space for 5, 20 bucks a night, little bathrooms, place to get rid of garbage. Good enough for me. I don't mind paying 10 to 20 bucks here and there, but if you're more of that budget hiker, then stealthing may be your way to go. Making our way across the road. Yeah, this is one of the weirdest segments I've ever seen on a trail, where it's a little over 1.5 miles up, and then it just goes to a dead end, and then you gotta turn around and come back a little over 1.5 miles. This is definitely a weird one, but it's part of the segment, so might as well knock it out. It's like all backcountry ski trails here. Crisscrossing our way through them. I wonder if this section of trail just gets skipped a lot, because it's kind of a weird out and back. Passing by this education center. It's all locked up, so I don't know exactly what it has in store on the inside. I think we just got a little bit further up trail to go here before it makes us turn around and come back. End of segment. Go back to Highway 107. Alrighty. Well, that's that. Officially done with Grandfather Falls segment, and we'll see you guys back at camp. And here we are. Made it back to Camp Newwood. I'm all set up. This is a nice enough location. Everything a hiker would need. I guess the only thing that's going to suck about tonight is that there's continuous dump trucks going back and forth on the road every 30 seconds. I don't know when they're going to stop for the night, and I don't know when they're going to pick back up in the morning, but they're moving a ton of earth just back and forth all day. But that is it. Tomorrow, I think we got about 6 miles of road walking, and I did get in contact with a trail angel, so we'll be picked up in the morning when we get to the Tug Lake area, and we'll be able to get a ride down to Merrill, where we can spend the day in town and take care of everything else we need to do. So that's coming up. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.